Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Virtual Wrestling United Press Conference. I'm MTBHKK, owner of the People's Global Wrestling TPGW, and I am here with D-Wall, founder of the Destiny Championship Alliance, VPOC, founder of the Universal Championship Wrestling League, UCWL, and
Greetings.
Mr. SRH, who I was about to introduce, the founder of Wrestling Fantasy Showdown, WFS. And we are here today to answer a few questions that we've been getting on Facebook as of recently. About VWU, about Prestige, and about what this whole shebang really is. Now, we've got 10 questions that we've got to answer, and I think the first question we're going to go ahead and get out. First of all, who came up with the idea? SRH?
I think that's where I come in, right?
Yep.
It was basically me, Smokey, I want to say Joseph Matos, and Malik Brown, but it's mostly, I think, just me and Smokey. I just wanted to do something, just try something different, you know. Give an alternative, it's an alternative to, all the other cross-promotional things going around,
Yeah, but more than that, VW is mostly about... It's trying to be, kind of different at the same time, because it's not just a cross-promotional event. It's kind of its own community in a way.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be a community of leagues just helping each other get over in ways that they normally couldn't do. And that's what VW is about. It's about having a place for all these leagues to come where they can have these interpromotional events and everything. VPOC, your opinion?
My opinion on I agree with what you guys said. That it's just that we wanted to try something different, something unique, and this is what we came up with.
SRH?
I really can't say too much else other than what's already been said. I think ideally it's interesting. It's an interesting thing that I really think should have happened so long ago, and a lot of people kind of lost sight of why we're all doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, which brings us to the next question. How does a league join VWU? I mean, how does a league go about being involved in events like Prestige, in whatever the next few events are going to be?
I think that's simple. Just ask, really.
Yeah, really, we're not Team 4-Star. We're not going to say, "Oh, gee, we're going to build this giant, ultra, mega, super thing where voice actors can come in, but only we get to decide who gets to voice act."
No, like it was previously said, the whole idea of this is to bring in the community, bring it together, put it on a pedestal that in some cases it should have been a long time ago, but never had that chance. That's the whole idea. So, to simplify it, yes, ask us. One of us.
Any of us.
All of us.
D-Wall, your response to the question.
Yes.
Just yes. What about you, VPOC?
Yeah, what D-Wall said, yes.
Yes, I'm just petting my cat. Yes.
Is Bo Dennis allowed in this?
All right.
Right.
Let's stay on topic.
Damn it.
We'll roast VPOC some other time. The roast of VPOC. That'll be another VW event.
Yep.
Oh, God.
It'll be the roast of Zahaya and VPOC.
Yep, we'll have to make it a double roast.
Yeah. Not enough roast on the fire for just one.
Anyways.
Which I guess, considering I kind of brought it up, another question that's been asked is Prestige going to be the only show? And I think the answer to that is pretty obvious.
I mean, would we go out of our way to set up a Twitter, set up a YouTube, and put
And a Facebook
all...
group.
well, technically, the Facebook group was there prior to the announcement of the event, which
And make titles.
I didn't have any clue until we were starting to get things in motion for it. But yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have gone through so much effort just to kind of push this out there if we were only going to do it for one show.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that this VWU, like I was trying to say, this isn't just any other league. This is supposed to be a community of leagues coming together to do these types of things, like Prestige, for example. Which there have been a lot of questions about what Prestige is. People thinking it's going to be a 3-day event. People thinking it's going to be one night. People thinking it's going to be a week long. And I think the question is, how long is Prestige? And we're going to tell you right now.
Yes.
Prestige will be a 7-day event with one pre-show before the 7-day event, a 4-match pre-show. And on each night of the 7-day event, there will be 6 matches. Multiple leagues, multiple titles on the line. If you've already seen, we've announced matches on Facebook and on Twitter and stuff like that. And there are going to be more matches announced, and there is still room for matches to be made. We've almost got the card completely filled up, but we do have a couple of spots left. So again, ask us. Do not just sit there and assume that we are going to be able to come to every league every single time, because unfortunately we're not going to be.
And don't message the page and go, "Oh, I guess you don't have time for me," or "Oh, I guess we're not going to be a part of it," because then you won't be. You automatically disqualify yourself.
Indeed. Talk to us first. Don't sit there and assume we're not going to include you, because for all you know, we might have already have. We just didn't tell you about it.
To loosely quote Champ, just at us, okay? We are absolutely not the hardest people to get a hold of. We are.
We really aren't.
The only person that's probably hard to get a hold of is VPOC, because he's busy doing other stuff.
Actually, no, I'd say Zahai is the hardest person.
Oh,
yeah, Zahaya's the only one.
Zahaya's the hardest.
Don't message him.
We couldn't even get him in this goddamn press conference.
He'll be too busy watching New Japan to care about your comment. But other than that, he'll probably Kenny Omega, and then he'll answer, and then he'll be like, "Oh, that's just some scrub. I'll leave him alone." So
yeah, pretty much.
We love you, Zahaya.
We do?
Anyway.
I didn't know that. Man, somebody isn't telling me something.
Yeah. And guys, the only way you're not going to be able to get on an event card is basically if you just don't talk to us. Or if or if we've already got the show filled up. We try and fit as many people, as many leagues as we can. Which brings us to another subject. A lot of these leagues are going to be involved in interpromotional matches, and of which some league owners are going to butt heads. Believe me, we've had this problem in our own leagues before, but that we're not going to get into that. But what the question of is, what happens if two league owners have a conflict? And the answer to that, VPOC, you want to take this one?
Yeah, if they have a conflict of interest, they will pretty much bring it to the committee, and then they'll talk it out and try to get it resolved.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we're a community. We're all in this to have fun. And
Better be, or else somebody's getting a stern talking to.
We're all in this to have fun, and this isn't about, which league is better than the other or anything like that. This is about us making everyone better. So, if there's an issue, talk with us. Talk with us. Talk with the committee. We'll help you work it out. But don't just sit there and go off on some random show and talk trash without actually having a decent conversation with someone.
We're talking behind somebody's back.
But anyway... Moving on from there, that brings us to another question about interpromotional matches, and that's what happens when when a non-VW championship is on the line, like, say, the UCWL title match, which was announced on the latest episode of UCWL Showdown. That will be an interpromotional match. It'll be a triple threat match between Green Arrow, Kenny Omega from ZCW, and Light Yagami. Now, the question is, what happens if we decide if Kenny Omega wins that match? Well, ZCW is owned by Zahaya, and UCWL is owned by VPOC. It would have to be a conversation between the two of them at that point. The committee wouldn't get involved because at the end of the day, that's VPOC's championship, and that's Zahaya's wrestler. Now,
the only way this would not work is if Zahaya decides not to show up like he usually does. Yes, we're being serious about this.
But, luckily that situation was resolved pretty well, but, anyway, then, of course, there's the news of all these VWU championships that are going to be defended. How are those decided? And are they exclusive to VWU events? Dave, you want to take this one? SRH?
Yeah, sure. So to answer the whole if the defenses are exclusive to VWU events, no. They are not exclusive to VWU events. You can have that belt, depending on what league currently holds that championship, you can have them defend the VWU belt in their next mega event, or maybe an episode of their casual show, or at another VWU event. The ball is in your court in that regard. How the championship, who gets the championship is decided is, I'm a little fuzzy on the details, actually, on that one.
Well, that's fine. I can help explain that. Basically, say whoever the VW World Champion is, you're free to defend that in your league. But if you're going to have a title change of it, you got to talk to us. You got to talk to the committee first. because it's just like, I'm going to go ahead and announce this now, because the Queens of Wrestling tournament will be taking place on the VWU channel. That means the Queens of Wrestling title will be the top women's championship in Virtual Wrestling United. And it's the same thing as if the Queens of Wrestling title was defended on a UCWL show or anything like that. You would have to talk to the guys in charge of that in order to, see if, is the champion going to
Mostly me.
Mostly D-Wall, because he's mostly in charge of the whole Queens of Wrestling thing. But like we said, this is why the committee's here. We'll work it out with you in order to see how it turns out. But you got to stay in touch with us, because you can't and say, I'm just going to go ahead and defend my title and then leave it at that. I'm just going to go ahead and have the Queens of Wrestling title be defended on one of my shows and then turn around and say, well, I didn't talk to the committee, and now Nadia's lost the title to so-and-so. And this person's the new Queens of Wrestling champion. And all of you are going to have to live with that. It's like, no, you can't do that, because it's the same thing with what would happen with it's the same reason that whole what's his name, Brian what? What was it, Brian Walmer? Like, the guy who went on and, like, took everybody's...
Right. The whole DCWA...
yeah, it's...
Yeah,
it's
that whole shenanigan.
Yeah.
I mean, the committee's now officially in place just to prevent things like that from happening. That's the main reason why there's going to be a Virtual Wrestling United committee.
Right. Yeah, but pretty much, like, a lot of the answers that you might hear is pretty much you got to be transparent with us, and in turn we will be transparent with you. Because again, in the long run, that's what this is all about. This is just about a sense of community, chatting it out, jotting down notes, seeing what we can do and seeing what we shouldn't do, just things of that nature.
Indeed, and again, like we said, how with the way the VWU the way the VWU titles are going to be defended on VWU events will be up mostly to the committee, but we will try and get, like, say if your league, if so and so's league is involved, we'll try and get in touch with so and so. Or if we want so-and-so to be involved in, like, a VWU title match, or if so-and-so wants a title match at a VWU event, then they talk to us. But yeah, at the end of the day, if a specific title's on the line, like if it's a DCA title, talk to D-Wall. Don't talk to Dave. Don't talk to me, because we're not going to know anything about the DCA plans. Just like D-Wall's not going to know anything about the TPGW plans, or Dave's not going to know anything about the UCWL plans. The only thing we know for sure, the only thing we will probably know for sure is what's happening with the VW title matches, and even then we don't know exactly who's going to win and all that, because it all depends on who's recording the match. And at the end of the day, I can promise you, that we are completely unbiased when it comes to who wins these titles and who defends these titles. For example, at Prestige, the two guys that are going to be decided in the Battle Royals, the two winners of the Battle Royals, we're not going to say who they are, obviously, but we will state that the matches are pinfall and submission, 8-man battle royals that are completely computer controlled, which means it is 100% random. Now, from that point on, it'll be up to the committee about who wins the title. Or, who gets shots at the titles and all that. And with that being said, is there anything else we want to point out?
I think we've covered all our bases.
Indeed. And like we said, guys, I can't stress this enough. Talk to us. Talk to us about this stuff. Don't just assume you're not involved, because we will try to get you involved if you want to be involved. But we've only got so much room left on Prestige, and we're going to try and get as many people in this as possible.
Oh, there's one more thing.
Oh, what's that?
On like a mega shows like Prestige as an example, whatever matches are league specific. So let's say there's like a pure WFS match, like 2 WFS guys going at it, or 2 TPGW guys going at it, or 2 UCWL guys going at it. If it's league specific matches on the mega event card, you can. I mean, you are free to do with what you want.
That's actually quite true. Like if I'm going to use UCCW as an example, because I'm pretty sure Matt Higuera has a lot of questions. Like if he wants to do a pure UCCW match, that is 110% up to him about how he wants to do it. Or say if D-Wall wants to do a pure DCA match, if Malik wants to do a pure Battle Pro match, though the outcome of that match is completely 100% up to him. We will have no control over what happens in those matches. That is 100% up to you.
Yeah.
It's just like with the interpromotional matches. If you want to work with another league on an interpromotional title match, that is between the two of you. Like, say, if I want a TPGW guy to go for the DCA Celestial title, I would talk to D-Wall about that, about how we want that match to go, if that match is even going to happen. And what happens if a TPGW guy wins that belt? Does he sign to DCA or does he defend in TPGW? That is
things of that nature.
Same thing as if, it's just like I explained with the Kenny Omega match at Prestige for the UCWL title. That's completely up to V-Pac and Zaya. But yeah, guys, I think that is I think we pretty much covered everything. Like we said, talk to us. We will find some way to get you involved in one way or another. But remember, but let's not forget that we're also trying to make Prestige the biggest show imaginable. There's a reason why this is a week long with 6 matches per night. And that's because we've got, right now, 18 leagues represented. Maybe 19. We've been talking to some other people. But there's still plenty of room. It's a community, and that doesn't mean we officially stop at just one we officially have a stopping number. If we can, we're going to get every league involved in this. And we are going to make sure that the future is united. See you guys at Prestige.